The following podcast is brought to you by ENT 2099 Media and Entertainment and is part of the JENT Radio Network.
Hello everyone, you're listening to JENT Radio. Today's June 21st, Tuesday. I am your host, Dennis Amos, aka Kennedy. And today's episode is a conversations episode of JENT Radio. For those of you who do not know what that is, my intention is for a day of the week for JENT Radio. I will dedicate it to playing interviews that I had with people involved with the entertainment industry, celebs, chefs, well-known people, actually. So this is something new that we're going to be trying out on JENT Radio. And again, it'll only be one time. We'll be doing this one day, a week of the conversation segment. And, the other days you'll have the JENT Radio that you guys know. And everything is going to be all good. So today's episode will be featuring a good friend, Martin Yan. Many of you know him through the PBS show, Yan Can Cook. Actually, he has several types of shows, and Martin Yan is a wonderful person. He's a guy that gives and really cares about people, and he's just a remarkable individual. And he really cares about his staff, he cares about the people he works with, and he's a very smart man. Not too long ago, he was in a film. A Hong Kong film, I believe, and he did a very good job acting. He wasn't sure if he wanted to act, but the people directing the film, they wanted him to have a lead part in being a love interest, which was very interesting. And there was myself and one of my writers, Lee Min Lo, and my photographer, Mahito Tomoe. And this was during a time when Martin was doing a tour for a department store for his cooking pans and his cooking merchandise, I guess you could say. And usually when I do interviews, it's usually in a quiet room. And, without having to worry about people. But in this case, he wanted to take a break and, grab something to eat. And since the department store was, pretty much part of the mall, we took a stroll, to go to the food court to get something to eat. And, of course, people were, looking around. Is that guy on TV? Is that guy on TV? And so, there's people that just crowded around us while we're sitting down eating. It was a really cool thing. He was a very, polite man, and he's a very great individual. And I hope you guys enjoy this interview and get to learn more about Martin Yan. Very good guy. So here's our interview with Martin Yan.
Testing. 1, 2, 3.
See, the unique thing about Yan Can Cook is it appeals to people of all ages, and men and women. You see a lot of Asian. We have a humongous, large Asian following. Chinese, Japanese, Filipino, any Asian. So a lot of people don't realize how many Asian are watching the Yan Can Cook show.
Yeah. Was it difficult to break through on television being Asian?
Well, I think it's very difficult. In fact, I went to a meeting, a fundraising meeting for to raise money for the Chinese Historical Society in San Francisco. They're building a museum.
Yeah.
And they were talking about, in the early days, how difficult for any Asian, including women, to get on the anchor job. Get on anchor. You can be a field reporter and this and that, but very rarely you can get on an anchor job. And then in the last 10 years or so, every single major television market, you see a female anchor. But you normally still don't see too many male anchor.
Yeah.
It's very tough for any Asian to get into the field, particularly male.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Asian females have.
Yeah, you see Connie Cho and this, and they're all, but you don't see too many. CNN is the first one that really break the ice. And CNN is having a little more men because CNN has a lot international. CNN is international, so international is opposite because particularly when you see so many Asian, when you want to appeal to a lot of Asian, you have to have Asian male. So CNN is an exception.
Yeah. So Lynn, do you have a few questions for me?
Yeah, like what's your favorite type of food? Like, for me, it's Indian food.
I like simple foods. Since I was brought up with Chinese food, I basically still like food that are with Chinese flavor.
You were brought up in a restaurant setting, your family?
Yeah.
Most people, like, when they're brought up in a family restaurant, they usually don't want to go into restaurant business.
Because I was different. Because after I was brought up in the restaurant business, I actually make a living teaching cooking classes. And when you teach, it's very different than you were stuck in a restaurant to work. Because you have a different personal satisfaction, different satisfaction. You have professional satisfaction as well, personal satisfaction. Because when you work with people, you see how excited they get, and then you feel good about what you have done. It's life become meaningful. Your work become more meaningful. It's not just you go in a restaurant, you work, and then also it's not routine. Every day I have a different audience. Yesterday I was in Anaheim and doing a trade show for the building industry show, and all these are big builders. They build houses. So I'm doing something very different, talking about design, talking about kitchen equipment, appliance, and how important. And the builder actually come and ask me what kind of appliance. So it's a different group of people, and it's a different challenge. Like today, they will ask me something totally different. And occasionally I'll do an event in a high school or elementary school, and they ask me something different. Then when I just did an event in an elementary school, and I talk about how lucky they are to live in this country, and then they basically have everything. And I tell them that when I was growing up, I don't have anything. I don't have a toy. I don't have anything, and they are very fortunate to have all of these. So basically, I feel that I use this opportunity to educate, not to educate, but to get some spread the word and share some of my experience. And I thought that basically in a true sense, I'm educating them.
Have you ever had any embarrassing moments on the show?
Well, because as I said, I don't expect anything. I don't have any expectation of being a great chef. Or I don't want to be called a great chef. I'm having fun, and I don't want to be too stuffy and things. So if something goes wrong, hey, we're all humans. Everybody, even chef, cut themselves. Look at this. I burned myself.
The oil, huh?
Yeah, because it all splashed. Because I was doing recipe testing, and some of the girls in my office didn't dry the thing enough, so when I deep fry something, and I didn't get away early enough. So fortunately, I didn't get under my eye. Yeah. So if you look at chef, all the chefs, they're all burned. Because this is just like any other, just like a football or player or basketball, you got bruises all over the place. The nature of the job. You look at all of these, see?
Oh, because I know you chop like this.
See? But the thing is, but it doesn't mean that because of that you don't do it. It's part of the deal. If you drive, you know that you're gonna. My nephew recently, just 2 days ago, he was driving around. All of a sudden, there's a big log about this thick, this big, this long, fly out of a truck. And the log actually literally shooting towards his car, and he can't get away because he got car here and car here. He just literally have nowhere to go, and the log fortunately did not go through the windshield. Go through the windshield, he'll be dead because you're going to lose control. Even you see and you try to what, and it get right into the engine, and the car is literally just dead. this big, this long and long, just flying just like an arrow. Wow. Can you imagine? So in a true sense, you really don't have any opportunity to really control. Maybe I can order some. I feel very fortunate that I was able to do things that a lot of Asians are not able to do for almost 20 years. And that's why if you look at the latest show that we do, we introduce the history, the culture, and the best. That's why we call Yankee Cook the best of Asia. We try to introduce the best of Asia because, there's a lot of Asian Pacific population in the U.S., particularly in the West Coast and the East Coast. And there are not too many opportunity for any other show to really truly feature all of these. They normally talk about other things. If they feature Japan, it's always economics and this and this and this. Very few shows that truly really feature lifestyle, arts and craft, and people, how people live, how people, the philosophy. So Yankee Cook Show served the purpose of actually introducing a lot of these things that a lot of big networks don't have the time to do.
I see. I know. I saw this one where you were in Malaysia and you were in interviewing these tribal people. Yeah, that was funny. And you were cooking rice to the.
Yeah, we showed them when people have been living there. The moral, is. These people, they have been living there for 2,500 years in Borneo, in the island in Borneo, and in all of those places. They don't have much. They don't have electricity. They don't have enough, but they're very happy. They're laughing. So that means you really don't need much to really be happy. Yeah. And at this point, I still don't drive fancy cars. I don't live a big mansion. I don't have anything. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much.
Basically, I'm just I feel very happy and fortunate that I'm able to do things that I'm capable of doing.
Is that a chef hat?
Yeah, sure.
My mom's a chef. You can put a 2 Gypsy on there.
2 Gypsy.
Gypsy.
Okay. She's a chef?
Yeah.
2 chef.
Gypsy.
That's cool.
Talented. Giving. Creative. Chef. All the best. Yan can cook.
Excellent.
That's your favorite spray.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Take care.
You guys.
You see, we are able to appeal to people of all ages. See, these people are so happy. Why are you so happy?
We're happy to see you.
Oh, make sure to go up there and get the seat.
Are they busy, Yes,
Oh,
very.
they-
Hurry. You want to hurry.
Oh, good.
I used to watch you when I was a kid, too.
Yeah, I always tell people, it's so funny. People say, oh, I watched you when I was a little kid. And I said, gee, I started when I was 4 years old.
But you had a question about what was an important factor for you. You said Japanese chefs, for them, they said cooking is love. What about for you? What does cooking mean?
I think for any chef, any professional, whatever they do, whether you're a golfer, you're a singer, you're a painter, your work should be your love. Otherwise, you can never be successful. Because if you think you're good, there are a lot of people just as good or better than you are. So in order for you to be truly successful, you have to continue to be good or better on a daily basis. Like dealing with the audience. Every day I go to different places to meet different audience. And the audience, the understanding of food, the understanding of Asian food or Chinese food is very different. So you basically have to understand the audience, where they're coming from, and things like that. So to me, every day I'm learning. See, I go to Asia a lot. I go to Australia, I go to England. The English audience is different. The Australian audience is different. And I'm to go to India. So India is also Indian, also different. And I'm going to Sweden. Because the show is the most watched in the world. The Yankee Cook Show is the most watched cooking show in the world. And we probably have also won more awards than most other cooking shows. So we won an Emmy, we won 2 James B Awards, and we also was the finalist in another international cooking show competition in Australia.
We're going to go ahead and take a break, and we'll be back with more Martin Yan.
Hi, it's the Cine Gang,
a Filipino-American podcast.
We discuss Filipino-American life from Virginia Beach, Virginia.
So check us out at cine-gang.com.
We talk about anything and everything from our unique Pinoy perspective.
We offer Filipino word of the day.
We offer examples of Pinoy power.
We talk about poetry, food, or whatever comes to mind.
So visit us at cine-gang.com and join us.
The Cine Gang.
一つ数えて進めばいい、二つ数えて休めばいい、三つ数えて考えりゃいい、マイペースで進めればいい。
Hi, I'm Ichigo.
I'm Balto.
And we're Anime Pulse.
We've got our fingers on the pulse of anime.
Do you like anime but you don't know what to watch?
We love anime and watch it all the time.
So if you want the true fan's perspective on the latest and greatest from Japan,
Rants or just stories about anime,
we're the ones to check it out. So check out Anime Pulse at www.anime-pulse.com.
Hey, you kids! What are you doing on my lawn? Get out of here!
Oh, great, it's old man Chico.
Run!
Well, how about like did you hear that that song from Lil Jon?
Yeah. That's right.
That song from Lil Jon, to the window.
What?
To the wall.
To the yeah.
To
the
wall. Is it to the window? To the wall.
To the wall.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. And then somewhere he goes, skit, 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 skit.
But my friend did a fun moment there. To the window, to the wow. She said that. So.
Join Latte, Snow Bunny, and Q podcasting at tireless.net, where we put the skit in Skittles. What? Yeah!
Podcasting from beautiful Honolulu, Hawaii. It's B Brown, aka 808 Writer, and J Big Daddy Plumber. It's time once again for 808 Talk. So sit back and relax, kick off your slippers, and experience a little aloha. Aloha, welcome to 808 Talk. This here is a little promo to just describe a little bit about what 808 Talk is and what we plan on doing here. Well, you asked what 808 Talk is? Well, here you go. We're just two guys talking about events, happenings, and pretty much everything that goes on in Hawaii, or as we like to call it, the 808 State. For a short time now, myself, V Brown, also known as 808 Writer, and my good friend and co-host, J Big Daddy Plumber, have been wanting to start a podcast where we could just discuss the crazy happenings that go on in our island paradise. There are currently a few other podcasts coming from Hawaii, but most of them deal with tech info, electronics, the web, and detail information about podcasts right now. Well, this led us to open the new 808 Talk podcast so we can inform both local Hawaii listeners and those around the world that may be planning a trip to Hawaii or just want to listen in and see what goes on out here in our little island paradise. We plan on starting weekly podcasts detailing upcoming events in Hawaii and hope you'll tune in and download our podcast each week. Also, be sure and tell others about the 808 Talk podcast and help us spread the aloha of the Hawaiian Islands. Once again, we thank you for taking the time and checking out 808 Talk, and we hope you'll stop by each weekend and download our podcast and help us in spreading the aloha spirit. Thanks again. Mahalo.
Back to JN Radio with your host, Kennedy.
It's a beautiful wave.
Welcome back to JN Radio, and we return you back to part 2 of the Martin Yan interview.
When you go to a restaurant, especially a Chinese restaurant, do the restaurant owners kind of feel very nervous?
Go to a Chinese restaurant? Or you
Like,
just go
oh, Martin Yan is a great cook. I wonder what he's going to think about my food. Do they worry? I mean, how
I
does
don't
that?
think so. First of all, if you look, my persona on television is very casual. I never put on a chef jacket on television because I don't want to intimidate people. When you put on a chef jacket, automatically, oh, of course he's a chef. But I tell them, I'm just one of you. That's why my slogan is, Yan can cook, so can you.
Yeah,
right?
that's a famous slogan.
So I always said, if I can do it, you can do it. There's no sense to say, hey, I'm the chef, I'm the cook, I can do it, you cannot do it. There's no sense. Otherwise, why people would watch?
Yeah.
Secondly, I feel that, I normally, when I go to a place, a lot of time, a lot of people know who I am. And they know I'm pretty casual. And also you know that being an Asian, if you're too stuffy, you bring more trouble.
Yeah.
Because when people way up there, you catch all the winds. And this is something that I learned from my mother. It's great to be number two. You don't have to be number one.
That's good.
Being number one, hey, you cannot stay being number one forever anyway. So being number two, as long as I'm able to achieve what I wanted to achieve, for instance, what I want to do is to introduce the Asian culture, food, cooking and food to this country and to the English-speaking audience around the world.
That's great.
So to me, I like to consider myself as a culinary ambassador, that I bring the culture, the people. If you look at the show that I did for the Philippines, for Japan, and the consulate and the Filipino people and the Japanese, when they call my office, they write. You don't have any paper?
I have a piece of paper.
You have paper?
I have paper.
No, it's up to you.
First name?
My first name is Gladys, Gladys.
Okay, let's go on to this. Let's go on to this.
We're gonna watch you cook today.
Gladys. Gladys. Now let me put this down. I wish you peace. I wish you good fortune.
Thank you.
Oh, you write Mandarin too.
Yes, and I wish you good luck.
I'm going to Malaysia in January, so they'll read it.
Oh, good. My show is also in Malaysia
Yes.
too.
Really? Yes. Yeah. Really? I'm Malaysian. I watch it.
I'm from America.
Health.
This is my Chinese name.
Thank you very much. So with all the cooking on the shows and traveling on it, do you even bother to cook at home?
No, when I'm home I cook. I love to cook because I don't get a chance to cook that much at home. So when I go home I cook for all my staff. I have a staff.
Wow.
Instead of you're not cooking.
Oh, they're lucky. I always tell them, you girls are lucky. I cook for you. You know why? Because they don't eat. They don't cook. All the ladies in this country, I don't want to go on the they don't want to eat. They don't want to cook. And I'm so busy. If I don't cook, I'll be starving. So I have to cook. So when I cook, I can't just eat it myself. I just ask them to come and lunch. Then everybody come for lunch. So I cook every time when I'm home.
Oh, wow.
Martin, we have 5 rice questions that we ask our celebrities. The first one is, what kind of rice cooker do you use?
I use a Roma.
That's what Suzanne said. Now, the second question is,
what type of rice?
What type of rice do you enjoy?
The Thai rice?
I normally combine the regular long grain and the Thai long grain rice. And I find the best choice, the best combination is combine 50% Thai long grain rice and 50% Carol's rice.
Okay.
It would be the best. Because both of these has really nice aroma.
Okay. And which method do you use to cook your rice? The finger method, knuckle, to measure the water? What do you use?
If I'm on a road, I don't have a rice cooker. I will use the old-fashioned way. We use this. But now everybody should have a rice cooker.
Yeah.
Every single Asian household has a rice cooker.
Yeah.
And also it doesn't tie up the rice. So a rice cooker actually become a very everyday essential. Everybody have it.
Okay.
So what do you like to eat with your rice? What's your favorite thing, combination with rice? I
do a lot of one dish meal. So literally I cook anything and just put it right on top of rice. And I do a lot of fried rice too, because fried rice is good because you can always reheat it.
Okay. So. One of the things I was wondering, because you know so much about cooking, you have the skills, you have the knowledge. Do you ever think about opening a restaurant?
I'm a consultant for a restaurant. I do a lot of consulting. Right now I have 5 restaurant consulting jobs going on.
So you would want to open a restaurant that says Martin Yan's restaurant?
Well, the thing is, if I open a restaurant, I'll be stuck. I won't be able to do a lot of things that I'm doing. And I like to travel, I like to teach, I like to share, and I like to do things that are more creative. I like to do television. If I have a restaurant, I won't be able to travel as much.
Okay. And we have a question about spicy.
Yeah, do you like to eat spicy stuff?
Yeah, I love spicy. When I go to Malaysia, I eat a lot of curry, a lot of Malaysian curry, and I do. In fact, one of my books is I did 13 shows in Malaysia and 7 shows in Singapore cooking. So I use a lot of lemongrass, kalango, belacan, and everything.
Yeah, the belacan is my favorite. Yeah.
Is there any certain location that you love visiting the most?
Hawaii?
I love Hawaii. I love Vancouver. And I love Boston. And I love Yosemite.
Yosemite?
Okay.
I love places. It's romantic and it's calm. San Francisco is nice. Vancouver is nice because I like the mountain. I like any city with mountain and water. Well, because it makes you feel, when you look at the mountain, you feel you're small, so small. When you look at the ocean, it's so calming. And both of these elements, I think we need that in life. We need the balance in life. When you look at things that are flat, like Fresno, when it's flat, you can't see anything. It doesn't, even though this can be the most beautiful city, it doesn't give you a perspective. That's the same reason why some people, they love to live in places with 4 seasons. The change of season give you a new appreciation of life. You get stuck in a house and it's so cold and you struggle. And also when spring comes, you appreciate the spring. There's no season that you don't learn. Your mind is not changing. That's why a lot of people tell me, I travel a lot of people tell me, I love to live here because it's 4 seasons.
Yeah.
It's true. It's very true.
Because in Malaysia, it's always hot all year round. It's terrible.
But when you come over here, you have something to look forward to. In life, I feel that we have to have something to look forward to. If you have nothing to look forward to, life is not as challenging, it's not as meaningful. And you don't, just like a student, you work very hard for a whole year and you're looking forward to vacation. You want to get out of school. But after 2 or 3 months, and you're dying to come back because you want to see your friends and you want to have fun. So this is like a season. You look forward to the changes, and people need changes. If you do the same thing over, just like assembly and worker, and just like you guys are doing each day you interview different people, you're shooting different images, you're doing different things, and that is challenge, right?
I know you have to go real soon.
Well, tell us about your new book.
My latest book, one is Martin the Feast. It's the latest, this thing. And I also have a bilingual book, Chinese and English. Cooking at home, Martin's cooking at home, Martin entertaining at home. It's bilingual. And also I have another new book, which it's called Pavilion Cooking. Martin Yan's Chinese cooking, Martin Yan's invitation to Chinese cooking is published in England. That's why I go to England to promote the book. And then I'm also in the process of finishing up the book for the dummy cookbook. It's called Chinese Cooking for the Dummy.
That's great.
So I have a lot of projects. And then we're doing out of 52 brand new Yankin Cook show. This year we'll cover Hong Kong. We're doing the great chefs of Hong Kong. We're doing the flavors of Taiwan. 13 shows each, and we're doing 26 the best of Thailand. So we're traveling all over.
What do you do in your free time when you do have free time?
I garden. I love gardening. I have a greenhouse, I have a herb garden, I have a vegetable garden, I have a lot of fruit trees. Because everything I do, I like to be with nature. And cooking is very because you have to eat. And also when you finish cooking, you share. And I like to do things with my hand. When I cook, I have to use my hand. When I work in the garden, I use my hand. I like to use my hand.
Okay. And what final words do you have for your fans?
I think what we should do is, since we have to cook every day, we should wish everybody good cooking, good food. And when people cook together, eat together, they stay together. And I think good food and good cooking brings good thing to life, because when you cook, you share with your friends. It's a sharing experience. And when you cook, you get a lot of personal satisfaction. When you polish your skill, you get a lot of personal satisfaction, and you also share. So I think the meaning of life is we work hard and we share. Don't just try to be too greedy and be too selfish. And I think it's very important for us to learn to understand that you really need to share.
And that was our interview with Martin Yan. Hope everyone enjoyed it, and I hope you enjoyed this conversation segment of JN Radio. It's a new installment that I hope many of you will look forward to downloading on your aggregator via RSS every week. And I guess I'll see you guys next time. Take care. Bye-bye.
Visit JN on the web at www.nt2099.com/J-ENT and email JN Radio at nt2099@gmail.com. See you next time.